These are images of the UK Border Force agents practicing drill techniques to turn back small boats on the English Channel. Similar maneuvers have been used in the Mediterranean for years. These pushbacks have been condemned by human rights groups, and now the British government is in the process of passing a new law.
I am introducing the new Borders Bill, where we will specifically clamp down and tackle the problems around illegal migration.
This clampdown could allow for these inhumane tactics to be implemented in response to the number of small boats crossing the channel, a narrative we hear all the time in the media, but rarely get to see the full picture. And right now, I'm in the middle of the English Channel, heading from Calais to Dover. This is a crossing I've made many times in my life, but I've never really stopped to think about Calais. But I've spent the weekend here with a group of people that have been forced to leave their home countries.
This is my house, this of course.
And they now wait on these shores, hoping to make the same crossing. But for them, they don't have the same luxury. They won't be able to jump on a pre-booked ferry to the UK. Instead, they will wait in the cold, gazing across the 21-mile strait to Dover until the day that they feel ready to take a chance to climb into a small boat or rubber dinghy and cross the busiest shipping lane in the world. The outcome of this crossing is a huge gamble, but to these people, it's the final step in what's already been a traumatic and painful journey.
But situation is not good, and I feel cold. Yeah, always feel cold. UK is very important.
So I'm in Calais. I've been here a day. I can tell you a couple of misconceptions about refugees in Calais. First of all, the camps. When they say the refugee camps in Calais, it's not one camp. There used to be the jungle, but about 5-6 years ago, the French authorities tore that apart and moved them on. So when they say camps now, they use that word more fluid. These tents are just scattered around the city of Calais.
My name is Taha Ibrahim. I'm from Sudan, from Darfur. I left my country 2 years ago. I left Sudan, as you know, all of you, because of what? Conflict.
Cost the lives of 1.5 million people.
Do you have any family in Sudan?
I have, yes, of course. I left my family there. But right now, I don't know what happened to them. The situation is not okay. UK is safe place for me. When I reach there, I will get baby, inshallah. After that, I will think about my family. I want to work. I want to complete my education. I want to bring my family, my wife, and my children. Turkey, Italy is better than this place.
Really?
This place is not okay. It's bad place. Because of, as you see, because of cold weather, because of rain, because people live in tent and people live inside trees without covering themselves, their body. This is my villa. Yeah. My house, yes, of course.
Cozy.
Huh? Welcome. And those my friends, and those our house.
You've tried to go to the UK already?
I'm ready.
Yeah.
I will never give up.
A few times.
I will never give up.
Yeah.
I will try to go there, inshallah. If maybe by sea, maybe by trucks, train. I will never give up.
Thank you for talking to us, bro.
Thank you.
To apply for asylum in the UK, you need to physically be in the country. Currently, the UK doesn't provide any legal route to do this for the vast majority of those seeking asylum. Boat crossings are now the main route for refugees to get to the UK, after tougher measures have been enforced limiting travel by lorry or train. The legislation aims to deter refugees in part by criminalising those that arrive in the UK through irregular routes.
I'm operationalising new changes on disrupting and deterring illegal migration.
The most controversial aspect of this bill is the pushback policy.
I have developed new operational solutions to deter illegal boat arrivals,
which could allow the state to force refugees in small boats out of British waters, without the consideration of their safety, individual circumstances, and without any possibility to apply for asylum. Now, it's important to note that these pushback techniques have not been implemented on the channel yet. Again, what we saw at the start of this video was a drill exercise. Yet the fact that the Home Office is having Border Force agents run these exercises is pretty concerning. If we look at this article from The Guardian from May of 2021, they revealed that 2,000 refugee deaths were related to EU pushbacks on the Mediterranean. Under international law, this practice is illegal, yet it is widely used on the Med. The UK government believes that this bill will deter people from making the crossing.
My name is Hajam from Western Sudan, Darfur.
You have family?
Yeah, I have a family there in UK.
How long have your family been there?
Yeah, maybe since 2003 when the conflict started there in Darfur. If I get a chance, I want to go there.
So put yourself in these people's shoes for a minute. You've had to flee your country and you've already gone through these horrendous experiences, and the journey has been so long just to get into the EU. And you're now here in Calais. You're on the shores of Calais with the hopes that you can get to the UK and apply for asylum. And you can see it right behind me. And you see these ferries going back and forth every single day. The only option that is available to them is to get in a tiny boat crossing this freezing cold ocean 21 miles from here to Dover, because they don't have any other option. There are no legal means of getting them to the UK. And I don't think people grasp what sort of position you have to be in to be making that choice. How long have you been in Calais?
In Calais, I have 6 months here. Situation is so complicated. There is no solution for us here. The police, it is a problem. They can't allow us to pass to UK, and we are not sleep well.
All these guys maybe sleep in day, maybe three hours, maybe 4 hours. No one can sleep 8 hours. No one here. Police comes every day in the morning. You wake up. Yeah.
And the UK government wants the French authorities and themselves to control this coastline, which is unrealistic given that it stretches on for miles. As we've seen in debates and in the media, people make politically motivated points by misrepresenting the facts around refugees.
In 2015, through the refugee programs, we've resettled over 25,000 people, more than any other country in Europe.
The government are using these out-of-context facts as fuel in their narrative to pass this borders bill, yet never talk about the reality for those looking to seek asylum in the UK. So stay with me, let's briefly look at the data so we can clear up any misconceptions. In 2021, the Home Office data shows that over 28,000 people made this crossing, a number that triples the 2020 figure. This is certainly the highest number of reported boat crossings on the channel. However, despite the narrative that some media companies like to present, the UK does not have a disproportionate amount of asylum seekers. In the year ending September 2021, the UK received 37,562 asylum applications. To compare last year's figure with other EU countries, Germany received the highest applications, followed by France and Spain. The UK received the fourth highest number of applications. And this amounts to just 8% of the total amount of asylum seekers in the EU and the UK combined over this period. Can you talk a bit about why there is a rise in boat arrivals?
It's not that thousands more people are coming here to claim asylum, it's just they're coming in a different way. The reason that there's more people coming by boat is that they're seeing other people doing it and they are getting here. France is not that bad to refugees. So when people are arriving and they're travelling up through France, the majority of them will be stopping somewhere in France along the way and claiming asylum. It's just the few who have a really strong reason for wanting to get to the UK that would ever get as far north as Calais.
So why, when the UK takes far fewer refugees than European countries, is this government so determined that we take none? Another deterrent in this bill would be making it an offence to assist a person who arrives through irregular routes. Those people could be prosecuted for saving those people from potentially drowning, which totally contradicts the United Nations Convention on the Law of the Sea. Trying to find loopholes in the UN Convention and abandoning principles puts the UK on a very slippery slope. We only have to look at footage of what's happening in Libya, Greece, and Turkey, where migrant boats have been fired upon with guns to turn them back.
Libyan Coast Guard pushed us back to Libya 9 times. This is my 10 times I reach here. There's people that I know, they lose their life. Same time, people who didn't know to swim. Like 15 people, they just died. And when Libyan Coast Guard came and picked us, they pushed us back. And they just put us in a jail. That was a situation of pushing back.
It's clear that on the ground here in Calais, people are continuing to suffer.
Okay, so this is where you cook?
Subjected to conditions no one should have to live in.
We've been invited back to the camps that we were at last night in the aftermath of like a really rainy night. It's so dirty. People are just living in this
Situation that I saw here, it's better to be in Africa, you know, bro. There's no like humanity in Europe. I didn't see any humanity.
What's clear to me is that this bill will not deter people that have suffered so much already. All they want is a fair chance of asylum. Cutting off all entry points increases the rate of boat crossings and provides more business to the smugglers and puts these people in more danger. Could the UK government set up an asylum application centre in Calais? Surely that would be a good solution for both countries. But instead, Downing Street announced that the Royal Navy would be taking over control for dealing with these crossings, removing responsibility from the Home Office and Border Force. The lack of solutions, the implementation of the military, and the acts of inhumanity are all examples of how this 120-page bill is trying to put national sovereignty above humanitarian principles. As of recording this, the border bill is in the committee stage of the House of Lords. After this, it will go under even more scrutiny before it reaches the final stages. But what I want to know is, will it ever get there, seeing as this bill goes against every piece of human rights legislation?
Well, sadly, we're seeing that in recent years, the way in which this government has become more and more authoritarian and oppressive. And given that they currently have quite a sizable majority, it does look like the bill will pass unless there are some major and urgent changes in the way in which the bill is perceived.
What are the practicalities of pushbacks actually being implemented?
Well, we're already seeing the government's policy is to press ahead with various and wide-ranging ways to further restrict migrants' rights. Pushbacks is one of their policies, and if the bill is passed, it looks as if they will widen their powers in respect of anyone who tries or attempts to come to the UK to claim asylum, especially in the context of arriving by small boat.
In the growing tensions between the UK and France, French officials have said that they won't accept any people who are pushed back across the line. And the Border Force Union and the Royal Navy expressed concern about these pushback policies, essentially stating that they don't see them as legal options. Just before I left for Calais, 27 people drowned in the Channel, the worst recorded incident. Despite this recent and awful tragedy, everyone I spoke to in Calais was still adamant about crossing. Except for one person that I met, Francisco.
So you won't try the sea again?
No. Sea is not possible for me because God already saved me from the Mediterranean. So I don't want to see water or to be in water in that way. Unless it's a bigger ship, like safe ship, that I will go by that one. But this small boat or the same boat we came is not possible for me to go UK by it. Even if it's just only 1 kilometer, I will not try.
I was glad to hear his concerns about taking the boat, but I felt uneasy about what he must have witnessed to make him so resistant. Francisco was certainly in the minority here, and until legal and practical routes are given to those seeking asylum in the UK, these crossings will continue. As horrific as the atrocities that happen every day in the Mediterranean are, they are widely accepted by governments.
These are human beings trying to survive in a very difficult world. History will judge very harshly those governments that have used military means to repel refugees at a time of a refugee crisis around the world.
Regardless of if this bill passes or not, we can't let this government's false narrative about refugees become widely adopted. And we certainly can't allow human beings to be left to drown in the Channel. If people watch this video and they feel compelled to help out or want to learn more about Care for Calais, what can they do?
The most obvious thing is we have a crowdfunder to support the legal action, and that is very important. Sharing this on social media is really important. We need to raise awareness. We need people to understand what this is. Our charity, we are nearly all volunteers. We are about ordinary people helping other ordinary people who just happen to be refugees. So please just think about that and share the information because it's really important.